Hello and welcome to Gothic Reviews. We're introducing two witches and a bat friend.
The witches are nice little figurines, and the bat is a nice toy bat that's unique for reasons we will explain as we go. Is this where you want the camera? Is that okay?
Yes.
It's a bit too late to ask you now, but hey, no one can say I'm not considerate.
It's never too late.
Okay. The first witch figure we're showing is from Safari. No. Yes, right?
This one is Safari.
Yeah, Safari. Okay. And she has her cute little witch boots on. If Gomez could show her feet, they don't show as well as the second witch we're going to show, but she does have her cute little witch boots on. Long dress, and she has like a shawl, and she has her hat, and she's holding her broom. And she has the properly witchy features. And she's like a hard vinyl, not vinyl, I think vinyl's more hollow, like a harder plastic, like action figure material, like the Diamond Selects or something, except she's not posable. And she's from Papo, and we will put an Amazon link, or you can go to Papo's site because they have so many neat figures, like gothic monsters or witches and wizards and like fantasy fairy figures and other stuff, and we have a bunch of them, and they're just really nice. They don't break if they fall over or you move and you're having to pack them, and they're so richly detailed, and they look great as ornamentation, and they're just so great of quality. And I think she's like $8, and I think she's a 4-inch figure, maybe 5, but I think she's 4. So, and you can see her hair a little bit under the hat, and she's got nice detailing on the back as well.
On Amazon, she's called Medea, which is somewhat appropriate, even though she doesn't specifically speak Medea, but Medea was technically, in some ways, one of the original witches because she was doing a spell dedicated to the goddess Hecate, a spell of youth and such. So
she just doesn't look young here. Maybe it didn't work out.
Yes, exactly. But she does have a witchy apparel and appearance, at least, so I understand why they named her so.
And before we move on to the next witch, we'll just stay with Safari Limited, which is, Safari Limited is the company who put out this witch. And they also put out this glow-in-the-dark white bat, which I didn't get because it glows in the dark. I got it because it's like similar to the rubber bats that you find all over around this time of year that have the kind of stretch elastic in their back that hang up, and they're all detailed and nice, except this one, I don't know how much it shows on camera, it has a thicker body. It's got a solid, hard body, kind of chunky, like a realistic bat. It's not hollow at all. So it's like a toy bat, a rubber toy bat. The wings move when you like, shake them around.
If it were a human by now, it would be flexing its muscles to show how great its body is.
That's so cool. But you know, I don't usually see them like the toy bats as thick and chunky and like realistic as this one in the body make. So I had to get that because we have tons of the rubber bats, and he is just a rubber bat, but his head's in a little bit of a different position than they usually are on the toys. The pendants that I have positions more similar to that, but the toys, the head is usually straight up. So he has a cute position with his head forward, or interesting, I should say, and his body is thicker and more solid. His body is like solid and thick, and probably like 2/3 of an inch at least, or maybe an inch, but he's thick and solid, like, so that's just kind of unique. And he's about the size of other regular toy bats. Other than that, like, his other specific features aren't that different, but the body was different, and as a collector I liked that. And he's got a realistic, nice detail. When they do animals, they are very intent, as far as Safari Limited, on being detailed, detail oriented, and not making them specifically fantastical. They do other fantasy creatures, but their animals are nice, realistic little replicas. So if you're interested in animal figurines with really good detailing, definitely check them out as well on the animals, because they're very nice. And I think he and the witch are both like around $8. We're going to give you the links to Amazon in the comments. We actually bought these in a store, so like locally in a toy store, so you might be able to find them in your local toy stores, but if not, you will see them on Amazon. And lastly, it is a witch by a similar company to Safari called Papo. There's like 3 toy companies that make really neat figures of these all different sorts. There is Papo, Safari, and Schleich, which we reviewed a Schleich fairy in the Dark Fairy review, where I showed the Dark Tooth Fairy and the Schleich Fairy together one of my darker like fairies that we did in a review a while back. So if you're new and haven't seen those, or if you're just watching this and haven't seen those, check those out because they're nice. We have a lot of good videos that are older that are really good and definitely worthy of watching and checking out the good products that we are showing you guys, because we're connoisseurs of cool products. But back to this witch. I like her because she's riding her broom instead of just holding it. I love the riding the broom position. It just feels so Halloweeny and awesome. And she has her cute little witch boots, Gomez, if you can show them the shoes under. Really good detail since she's not standing on them on the shoes. I like that. If I were a witch, I think I'd want flat boots because I'm tall anyway. I don't need heels. But hers are really cute, and they're nice little pointed witchy boots. Great detail. Nice detailing on the broom and her face and body and clothes, and it's just all very nice detail. Just like the other witch, but this one is a different position. So a witch connoisseur, as we are, and as many of you likely are, can appreciate both. And on a slightly random note that is still relevant, I had someone that I sell jewelry to, one of my regulars, and I tell my regulars to feel free to ask me to look for stuff for them or customs. And so she asked for a witch that's either a figure or jewelry or whatever I can find that she described everything a witch isn't. She doesn't mind her being older, but she doesn't want the broom, doesn't want the cat, doesn't want the, you know, pointed nose and chin, doesn't want the hat. And I'm going, I don't think you want a witch. She might want like a wise woman or just an older lady in a Victorian dress. If I see something, I'll let you know. But you know, she doesn't like the witch stereotypes that they're doing. And I told her, you know, the people that find the witch frightening are misrepresenting, not the witch herself. The witch herself, I think, is charming. I like the look of the Halloween witches. And I consider it more like the crone version of the Maiden Mother crone. And I know that people made them scary to be derogatory, but I think it's cool to be scary. And I think that witches are cool, and I don't mind this look that these figures are portraying, and I don't see it as derogatory. I see it as like the crone who is in her power and who doesn't have to be beautiful to be awesome, and that if people cross her, they should be afraid. So, you know, I don't have a problem with the crone and this kind of witch look. I think it's pretty neat. Depends on how you choose to look at it, but that's how I choose to look at it. So the lady that asks me for a different kind of witch chooses to look at it her way, and I told her if I see anything, I will get it. But I just, she wouldn't be watching this or anything, and I'm not saying anything negative about her choice or her preference either. It was just interesting because some people do consider these kind of witches negative, but I like her, and I like the other figure, and I like the look of that kind of witch too, because it brings back childhood memories of Halloween and everything else. And I always wanted to be a witch every year. That was my costume. My mom would be like, don't you want to be something else, like different this year? I think I was a ghost one year, but I usually want to be a witch. And I would get different witch costumes every year and look awesome. And like, I didn't like all the colors either. I wanted to be black. I wanted the black, you know, dress with the little scalloped edges and the black hat. And I wanted bats. I wanted to wear bat stuff and like spiders and like, but I wanted to be a traditional witch. And I had to have the mask so I could have the pointed nose and chin, because I was a pretty child and I did not want to be a pretty witch. Although there's a cool book, well, there's two cool witch books. One is The Leftover Witch, and that is about a witch child. And I don't remember the author, but it's The Leftover Witch, and it's a kid's book, but if you like witches, you'll enjoy it. It was just a fun book, and one of those I read multiple times as a kid. And then Little Witch is another favorite of mine because it has the black cat Scorcher in it that I named my black cat after, so I adore Scorcher. And witch books, and Little Witch and The Leftover Witch were my two favorite witch books as a kid, and I think that a lot of kid literature can definitely be enjoyed by adults. So I feel like I'm stumbling over my words, but again, it's been a busy day. We're going on vacation soon, and I'm still trying to do work orders and just 15 million things at once. So that is why I probably sound frazzled. But did you want to comment on anything I didn't cover on the witches, Gomez, before we...
No, I think you did well.
Oh, good. I guess that's an accomplishment for today. I've been doing everything and I haven't messed up too much. That's awesome. So, we are going on vacation on the 13th. So, if you don't hear from us for several days, we'll be back on the 19th. And then we'll try to upload. Is that right? 13th through the 19th?
That sounds about right. 18th, 19th, 17th.
Or 18th, yeah. It says 19th's been following us around, and we don't like it, so I assumed it had to be 19. 13th through the 18th, and we'll be back after that uploading awesome videos. We might try to upload some during our vacation. I know we're going to make some, but it depends on what speeds we get at the hotel and everything. So you might hear from us while we're gone. Keep a lookout. It will be entertaining because we'll be with two of our friends. One of which is going to do some product reviews because he's going to bring some cool stuff that he bought from Alchemy Gothic and some other stuff, some guy stuff. It's cool. So those will be coming up for you guys. And until then, we're going to make more videos before we leave. So we will see you soon and have a spooky day.